just days removed from the second anniversary of the murder of Mahsa Amini and the slaughter of hundreds of Iranian protesters, and days from the first anniversary of October 7th and the mass murder of hundreds of Israeli civilians.
Weak leadership in the United States allowed this to happen, and it should never have happened. It would never have happened. It's so sad to see. 1 year after the horrific massacre, we are instead threatened with a different future, one in which October 7th happens again and again. We have to recognize it again and again. I'm here tonight to deliver an urgent warning to Jewish Americans and to every friend of Israel.
These crimes, these violations of basic dignity, these insults to humanity happened hundreds of miles away from one another. The victims were from different nations, shared different faiths, and spoke different languages. Different men pulled the triggers, wielded the clubs, and plunged the knives. But the culprit in each was the Islamic Republic, and the man at its bloody helm, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei.
Let me spell out bluntly the danger of 4 more years of weakness in this White House. If Kamala is reelected, Iran will quickly obtain nuclear weapons. They're already about ready to do it.
Because before the Islamic Republic came for you, it came for us.
So Iran will right now quickly obtain nuclear weapons capable of killing millions and millions of people. Jewish people, non-Jewish people. There's no discrimination with nuclear weapons, you know that.
Trust us when we say that the regime that imports Hezbollah terrorists to murder its own citizens will never ever give up its jihad against you. Rising anti-Semitism is taking enough lives on its own. But the 20th century showed us that when that hateful ideology is backed by a regime that seeks to enforce it through violence, it is considerably more dangerous. So it is time to say enough is enough.
From behind this nuclear shield, the regime will be free to unleash its militant terror brigades to turn the Jewish homeland into hell on earth. They've already started with October 7th. But remember this, you're under attack like never before. There's never been a time like this that people can remember. This was a period, they say, if you read it, and I find it very interesting, but this was just before the Holocaust. I think there's a very great similarity because nobody can believe what's been happening.
My friends, you in Israel are under siege. War is being waged on you from the south, from the north, from the east, and from a propaganda war in the West.
And by the way, Israel and Jewish people are attacked by the media that I can't even believe. The New York Times is controlled by a Jewish family. I don't think there's anybody worse to Israel than the New York Times is. I read articles about Israel that I know are false. And if we continue down our current path with 4 more years of Kamala, Israel will be faced not just with an attack, but with total annihilation. And I hate to say it so much. It's total annihilation. That's what you're talking about. You don't have a protector.
All of this is being coordinated, supported, and directed by the Islamic Republic.
I withdrew from the horrendous Iran nuclear deal and imposed the toughest ever sanctions on the Iranian regime.
Iranians too tried to deal with this regime. They tried to reform it. It was under these reformists that the most brutal massacres of my compatriots took place. So trust us when we say no deal can be made with such a regime and no accommodation with its proxies.
In fact, it was yesterday, the FBI reported that Iran has spied on my campaign. I'm going to have to hire Alan Dershowitz. Only Alan Dershowitz could do it. Iran has spied on my campaign, think of this, and given the information to Kamala. What's that all about? That alone should get me elected. Think of it. Iran got the information from my campaign and gave it immediately to Kamala and the campaign apparatus over on the other side.
Announced their intentions to assassinate President Donald Trump.
When I return to the White House, we will quickly restore stability in the Middle East and we will return the world to peace. And remember the phrase, peace through strength.
And to bring peace for Israel, America, the Arab world, and my compatriots in Iran, is to send the Islamic Republic to the ash heap of history once and for all.
4 years ago, last Sunday, we signed the historic Abraham Accords. It's a big deal. And secured peace in the Middle East. That was peace in the Middle East, really.
If we fail to act and the Islamic Republic remains in power, none of that would be possible. But if we work together, we can secure prosperity and dignity for our people and stability and security for our world and expand from the Abraham Accords to the Cyrus Accords. And when the lion and the sun rise again, the world will see a new dawn of peace. Thank you so much.